Good morning. Right now, it's almost 9 o'clock, and we are going to have a fun time where we're talking about Bayou Wildlife Zoo. There are some new owners. We're going to be talking to one of the owners about everything that's taken place at this awesome establishment and zoo over in Alvin, Texas. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. My name is Gardy, and right now it's 8:57 on a Wednesday morning, and I have Dana King here on KHEA Radio. Dana, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Hey, thank you for taking the time this morning. I'm looking at the video, and I see in the background, it looks like you're at the zoo right now.
I'm at the zoo.
Yeah. So the zoo is in Alvin. If somebody's never been before, can you kind of explain what y'all have going on out there?
Okay, what we have really cool, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but Jeep with trams. You get on it. You're going to go through 80 acres. Check out all different kind of animals. We have water buffalo, American buffalo, zebras, camels, giraffes, deer. And we also have a petting zoo. We also have a big barn with more animals like a sloth. We've added a snack bar, or you can picnic lunch here.
That's awesome. How many animals are out there?
We have almost 200 animals.
Okay, and theirs has been a switch in ownership. You're one of the new owners. How long have y'all had the Bayou Wildlife Zoo?
We bought it on March 6th.
Okay, and what is it that made y'all want to buy this place? Like, I mean, it's a beautiful zoo. I've been out there multiple times with my family before. But what is it that made y'all, hey, let's do this?
Well, one, why not? I mean, think about, I own a zoo, but no, honestly, I've always loved animals. This needed a little bit of help. Some of the conditions were a little messed up, and I thought, why not? I love animals. Let's make it better. Let's let the public get to meet. How many people can walk up to a giraffe? How many people can walk up to a sloth? Educate the public.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite animal so far? You said there's about like 200 animals. Is there a favorite?
I do. And I know you shouldn't have favorites, but I have a baby water buffalo. She's 7 weeks old. Her mother abandoned her. She was born premature. I bottle fed her since then. I love her to death.
Mm-hmm. And y'all recently opened, I mean, you said y'all officially took over around March, and that was right in the middle of everything being shut down.
Yeah.
What was that like? I guess y'all, being shut down and then, being allowed to open now.
It was that first week was a little crazy because it was spring break. And so we got thrown into the zoo. And then it was kind of a blessing because there were a lot of things that needed to be revamped, animals that needed better vet care. And we working closely with Safari Vet Clinic, and they've been amazing. And the animals are a lot healthier.
Mm-hmm. Are you still able to like drive in and get like a bucket of food and just kind of feed the animals right out of your window?
No, unfortunately not right now. CDC is not letting us, but hopefully soon we will.
Okay. And, there was another thing. There was a horse there named Tommy, and my son, he's 7 now, but I know he rode Tommy a couple times. Is Tommy still there?
No, Tommy is not. Tommy retired. In fact, we have taken the horses out because it had to be 90 pounds or less. Really wasn't fair to a lot of children. So we did remove the horses, and they've been rehomed. But Tommy needed to retire. He was a sweetheart.
Tommy, yeah, he was a great horse. And my son, he ended up buying we bought him one of those toys that, with like the stick horse, and he just named it Tommy.
I love
it. Yeah. So that's really cool that it kind of just sticks with you.
Yeah.
One of the things about the Bayou Wildlife Zoo is like whenever you get into the facility, there was like picnic tables, and then there was just animals walking around, which kind of just tripped me out. Is that still happening?
No, not as of right now because of CDC, since you can't touch them. All the deer have been, well, they're supposed to, but as you can see behind me, some of them are still in. So we can't let them in the picnic area as of right now. And we want to let them back in because they love it. They love the public. The public loves them. So as soon as we can, we're going to let them back in.
Okay. And what are the goals that y'all have? Like, is there going to be any changes, in the future or additions?
Yes, absolutely. So our first phase was revamping housing, doing a children's barn, which is called Addie Lou's Children's Barn. We added a sloth, and we're going to add other phases. We'd like to do the rhinos again. They don't have rhinos anymore. We like hippos. We want to add animals that people aren't going to normally get to see.
Yeah, and there's a lot that are out there already because, there's a zoo in Houston, but to have, you said about 80 acres with like about 200 animals that you don't normally get to see, it's a really cool experience. Do you find that, is it kids or adults or who enjoys it the most?
A little bit of everybody. The adults really, and then of course the children love it. So it's more or less equal. Everyone just loves animals, and what's not to love?
Exactly. Yeah. Have y'all been named? I know you said like your favorite animal was the baby water buffalo. Have y'all named the water buffalo? Do y'all name the animals or try and keep track of who's who?
So her name is Annie because she was a little orphan, and but everyone has names here, and that was really hard getting used to knowing all the names. Like, I don't know if you can see Jeffrey, and there's Jacob, and there's Nikki, the giraffes behind me. And they're all like watching. They're like, what's going on?
Yeah. Can we actually go? Would you mind taking a closer look? Can we go see like the giraffe up at the fence? If you're listening on 99.5 FM, we are actually streaming video live from Facebook. And Dana King, one of the owners of the Bayou Wildlife Zoo, she's out there on site right now. And our viewers on social media are getting a close-up of some of the really cool animals. So you said the giraffe is Jeffrey?
Bear with me just a second while I open this gate.
Okay.
It's a gate we normally don't use because I was in a pasture, but let me get in there real quick.
Yeah. You said that the giraffe's name is Jeffrey?
Yes. So I can't tell. Can you see Jeffrey?
Yeah, I can see. It looks like there's there's Jeffrey right there.
Jeffrey right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jacob is the next one. And Nikki is his little sister.
Okay, wow. How many giraffes are there?
I'm over here, let me show you Annie real quick.
Okay. How many giraffes are there in total?
There are 3 giraffes.
And that's all, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Annie, come here.
And so Annie's the baby water buffalo.
Yes, this is Annie. Can you see her?
I can.
Come on in.
So you mentioned y'all bottle feed like these babies, and like the baby water buffalo has to be bottle fed?
Yes, she is bottle fed, and she takes really, really big bottles. And so she's 7 weeks old, even though she's really large because she's a water buffalo.
Yeah.
But yes, so everyone wants to bottle feed her. We never have a problem. We just have a problem with, all right, it's not your turn, it's so-and-so's turn, because everybody wants to bottle feed her.
Yeah. Wow. So right now, that barn that you're in, where is that like in location if you drove into the park?
This is the main barn. It's called the Big Red Barn. And this is where you're going to have your snack shop, your gift shop, the giraffes. And this is where you're going to get on with the tramps.
Okay. Has it been, the weather has kind of been hit or miss. Do you know what it's supposed to be like this weekend?
No, I haven't looked. The last time I looked, it was supposed to be beautiful. So we'll see. But, this is Texas, so anything's possible.
Yes.
But I'm walking through the big barn right now. I'm going to take you out to where the trams are. Okay,
so that's whenever you get there, you can still ride the vehicle and go and get the tour through the zoo.
Yes. So let me find. I think they're gassing up the trams right now. No, they're actually back there. I don't know if you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
We have temporary tarps on them because we've ordered new tarps. But you have a Jeep with the tram, and that's what you get on.
Okay. And are y'all open right now, like today?
We are open as of 10 a.m.
Okay, so you're open at 10 a.m., and then you can go get a ride and a tour through the park and check out everything. Yeah. I can't remember. Are there alligators? Because I know there's like a little pond.
We have 4 alligators.
And
we have one that's... We have 2 females.
Do they have names?
Yes, we have Big Al, One-Eyed Willa, and to be honest with you, I don't know what the names are, the ones in the back.
One-Eyed Willa?
Yeah, so she only has one eye.
Okay.
And she washed up in one of the hurricanes.
Wow.
She was only probably 3 feet. one of the staff members got her, and she's been ours ever since.
Wow, that's really cool. That is.
Yeah. So this is the alligator enclosure. I don't have any food, so I don't know if he'll come up, but let me see.
What do they eat? What do y'all feed the alligators?
Chicken. They love chicken.
I'm a big fan of the show Swamp People. Have you ever watched that show?
Yes. Here's one-eyed Willie. Can you see her?
We're taking a look. Oh, yeah, I can see. So if you're watching on Facebook, you can see that. If you're listening on 99.5 FM or KHEAradio.com or the app, then what we're looking at right now is the pond at Bayou Wildlife Zoo, and there's one-eyed Willa. You can see that's an alligator?
That's an alligator, and Big Al is 12 feet long, but I don't see him. He's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I don't actually go in there.
I don't blame you. So. I wouldn't either. Just kind of throw the chicken over the fence and let them figure it out who it belongs to.
And he'll jump up and he'll growl. It's really neat.
Okay, so there's another animal that comes to mind when I think of the park, and I know I've posted on my social media like every time I go. But there's these, and I'm guessing they're longhorns, but their horns are massive.
They are Watusis, and they look like longhorns. And their horns are massive, yes.
Yeah, and they almost like it's like they're too big for their body, so they kind of are almost on a lean, like resting their head one way or another.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah, and they're still out there?
They are still out there. They are actually, we call it the rhino barn because that's where the rhinos were.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually at the rhino barn, but it really should be the Watusi barn.
Okay. I got you.
All right. Then I don't know if you can see, but we have a parking lot now.
Mm-hmm.
Before they didn't have a parking lot. And then also our admissions booth is when you enter the park. Can you see that? I don't know.
Yes, I can see. I can see that. Wow.
And then we're walking over to, so you come in the parking lot, you pay at the ticket booth. So you don't pay at the beginning. It got the traffic off 517. I'm going to show you Tim. We have raised him since a baby. He's an emu.
What do emus eat? I can see him right there.
Emus eat birdseed.
Okay.
Actually, they'll eat anything you give them, but we prefer for them to have birdseed.
Yeah.
And then these are the javelinas.
What is a javelina? What are they related to?
Javelina is a pig.
Okay.
And this is Addie Lou's barnyard. I'm hoping you can see it.
I can.
On the camera right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so this is eventually, like right now it's observation only,
mm-hmm.
but eventually this is where you will get to come pet the animals. And we have goats.
Oh, I can hear
that
him.
Are always hungry. And we have Walter, the Wallaby. Oh, he's a little active this morning. Is he in the camera?
So this is the Wallaby. It looks a little bit like a kangaroo.
Yes.
Okay. He
loves the camera.
How old is Walter the Wallaby?
Walter is 3 years old.
Oh, wow. So I posted a picture of him on our Facebook page saying like, hey, Bayou Wildlife Zoo is going to be on KHEA radio. So I feel like he's a star. He's also
He is a star.
Yeah.
He is a star. He just got a new house that he loves.
Nice. Oh, I see it. Yeah. So there's been upgrades all around. Bayou Wildlife Zoo, including Walter's brand new house. I love it.
Yes, including his brand new house.
Yeah. What's the biggest addition that you would say that y'all have made since taking over the park? I mean, you've already mentioned like 3 or 4 that come to mind, but what's the biggest that you think?
The biggest is the parking lot, because 517 was horrible, dangerous, people sitting out there waiting to get in the park.
Mm-hmm.
So that was huge for the safety of the guests. Then the other thing is the new enclosures for the animals, because some of the enclosures were a little bit, not safe. And so we have redone the enclosures for the animals that aren't free roaming.
Yes.
Like in this one, they're mudjacks. They are the smallest little deer in the world. And they just got through eating. So they're in their little house. I don't know if you can see them. They're really tiny.
Yeah, I can kind of see through through the fence just a little bit. But I know I've seen those deer like in real life out there at the zoo. and they are very, very small.
Yes, they're so tiny. So we're slowly but surely getting new enclosures for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So there's a lot of stuff going on at Bayou Wildlife Zoo. Can you let us everybody know, like, what are y'all's hours, and how do you buy tickets to find out more information?
Okay, so we are open Wednesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you just come here to buy your tickets and check out our Facebook for more information with daily updates, things like that.
Yeah, Bayou Wildlife Zoo, the Facebook page is really active right now. You guys are doing a great job. I went there and I was able to see a bunch of like pictures and just a lot of new information coming in.
Yes. We're trying to keep it updated. Little things like that. I don't know if you can see Lemur Island. That's where the lemurs are. We will actually have them moved off the island so that people can actually see them. That's one of our phases, that we want them moved on the property. Or they're on the property, but off the island.
I got you. There was actually a comment before you said that from Mona watching on Facebook. Thank you for watching, Mona. She said, are there lemurs? And then you just answered that question.
We have 3 lemurs. They are all brothers. So we will get them off the island and get them some mates.
Whenever you said that, it reminded me of the TV show Lost. Off the island, like
off the island.
So, are there plans for any other animals? Like, what's a goal like that y'all would like to see brought in at some point?
I would definitely like to see rhinos brought in. However, we're still redoing enclosures. So, the main thing right now is redoing fencing, and then we can move in more animals to educate people and share them with the world.
Yeah. And I know that you had mentioned there's like some, I think even like houses. Are y'all able to actually to live there on site so y'all can take care of those animals 24 hours a day?
Yes, absolutely. We live on site because in that way we have 24 hours security, and it's good in case someone has a baby in the middle of the night.
That is a good point. That is a good point. I wonder how many, like at any point in time, like how many pregnant animals there are.
There's a lot, and for some reason they only want to have them at nighttime, not during the day when it's more convenient.
Yeah. Wow. So right now we're talking to Dana King with Bayou Wildlife Zoo. If you're watching on social media, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to share this out. If you're listening on 99.5 FM, good morning. Bayou Wildlife Zoo is open again. They were temporarily closed down, and then there was some new ownership, and that switched back in March. But they've been making some upgrades, and it looks beautiful out there. Is there any other animals that are close by, Dana?
I have Joey the kangaroo. He's also going to get a mate. Can you see Joey?
Oh yeah, I can see Joey. So he's having a friend brought in.
He's going to have a friend brought in. And then we have the black swans. They're like, why haven't you fed me yet?
They're swans?
Yes, they're black swans.
Oh, I see them, yeah.
They're like, yeah, you're late today.
Yeah.
I know, I'm coming.
Oh, wow.
It is.
They're talking.
And then we have a friend that just walked up. Can you see in the picture?
Yeah.
She has a little baby.
What is this animal?
This is a cyca deer.
Oh, wow.
So we have little babies roaming around.
Yes.
In fact, I was told this morning we just had a new one born a little bit further away. So when I get off the interview, I'll go check out the new one. Okay.
So here's a comment from Danielle. She said, I can't wait to visit, but I do. She kind of wants to wait until they can interact with the animals. Is that a good point, or should they come like now and come later, or is there some stuff that they can do now instead of interacting?
There's a lot you can do now. You just can't touch the animals. We are looking into figuring out if we can feed them without actually touching them from the tram. And it's all until CDC releases that. But I mean, that's part of the enticement. I mean, I enjoy feeding them, and, so I get it.
Yeah. And I know right now, like a lot of families are cooped up in the house, or some have been going out, but it is nice to have like an open air environment to be able to take your kids and have them remember this, for forever. I know my kids do.
Yes. And there's just part of the thrill is feeding them, but also just being around them is awesome. So we don't know how long this is going to last. So come on out and let's make the best of it. But as soon as we're allowed to feed, we're going to let y'all.
Here's another question. This is from Mona as well. She said, is there any special things like wearing masks or anything visitors have to do while they're out there?
No, we are open air, so it is optional if you want to wear a mask or not. And on our trams, we're doing limited seating so that we can control it. Once people get off the tram, we immediately sanitize. Everything is sanitized the minute someone gets up from a table or anything. So we want it to be a safe environment.
All right. Mona, is there... Not Mona, I'm sorry. Dana, because I was asking Mona's questions.
Uh-huh.
Dana, is there anything else that you would like to add or something reiterating that we've already talked about?
You can bring a picnic lunch, spend the day here. You're not limited. We have, if I can get to it, we have an awesome new picnic area. We still have the picnic tables under the pavilion, but I'm going to walk over to where we have games. We have shade areas. So you've been cooped up in the house. Get out. Enjoy this beautiful air, the sunshine. I'm hurrying. I'll show you where it is. So there's a lot to do still, even though we can't feed or touch the animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's still worth coming out and checking out, and especially before it gets too hot.
Yeah, it looks like right now it's almost like a great time, like in the morning when y'all open at 10 o'clock before the sun comes out.
It is perfect. Like right now, I'm not sweating. It's great. All right, we have a tram coming up. Oh, here's Buster that everyone is asking about. Can y'all see Buster?
Yes. So there's Buster.
All right,
just
so
walking
this
around.
is our new area
Mm-hmm.
for people to hang out and enjoy. And we have cornhole. And we're getting the trams ready so that once we open, they'll be ready to go.
All right. Well, it looks good. I'm excited to get out there. And Dana, I'd love to come out there and do some kind of video and share the story about you, and the switch of the ownership
Just let
and everything.
me know when.
Okay, I will. And thank you for taking the time to hang out this morning, Dana.
Thank you for letting me. I enjoyed it. But let me know when you want to come out. We're ready.
I will. All right. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.
Real radio.
Thank you.
Bye, Dana.
Bye.